Hello, my name is Mike Diaz. I'm the Local 77 president, and you are a new employee, and welcome to the Shift Bids Guide. This is a guide for new members, so you guys know what you're going to be getting yourself into here when it comes to shift bids. So, first question, what is a shift bid? Essentially, a shift bid is the opportunity for everyone to bid on the shift they want to work, right? It would be awesome if we can just all pick where we're going to work and when we want to do that. Shifts are awarded based on seniority. And basically, if you're higher seniority, you get what you want, and so on and so forth. If you're lower seniority, you usually don't end up with what you like until you build more seniority. In a shift bid, your currency is seniority. And if you're a full-time employee, you generate seniority from the day you are hired. You can lose seniority if you go part-time and return to full-time. Same with if you get hired as part-time, you don't start gaining seniority until you elect to go full-time. So part-timers, you have company seniority, but you don't have bidding seniority until you actually go full-time. And then also keep in mind that you can lose seniority if you accept an out-of-classification assignment. We'll learn more about that later. So there are two kinds of bids, and we have basically a major bid. This happens near the beginning of the year, and then we have multiple minor or mini bids, and this usually happen quarterly. So during a major bid, every single shift that AMR is willing to staff becomes open. So everyone has to bid, right? They all become open. Everyone's kicked off their shift. There's a lot of mayhem, and we all reselect where we want to bid. Occasionally, after a mini bid is done, people leave, occasionally after a major bid is done, people leave or quit, and that creates openings, right? So we have all these employees. Oh, they're all leaving, right? These are all leaving employees. They're quitting. They're going for some reason. And that's where new employees like yourself come in. You guys are hired by AMR, and they stuff you in these spots right here to fill openings. But just because they placed you on a shift doesn't mean it's actually yours. And what happens is this creates admin-placed openings on 111, 142, 161, 172, 118. These are all shifts that new employees like yourself were put on right after you clear training. So these shifts become open every time we have a mini bid or a minor bid, right? So remember, you don't actually own a shift until you physically bid for it. If you were placed on that shift is not yours until you've submitted a bid for it. And you can submit a bid for it during the mini bids or the annual bids. If you're full-time and admin placed, you must bid during the next mini bid to get a spot, okay? If you don't bid, you don't have a shift. You will be awarded a shift based on your seniority. If someone of higher seniority wants the spot you're currently on, they can bid for it and kick you off. I'm sorry. If you are on a shift that no one wants and you bid for it, then the shift is yours for the rest of the year if you want it. If you are forced to bid because you were admin placed, obviously, you may participate in the next mini or minor bid. All employees are allowed one mini bid or permanent shift trade between major bids. So, how and where do I bid? Well, for right now, Local 77 uses Facebook. So we'll go over that right now. Get into your browser. Get onto Facebook. Search IAEP. Ooh. Can't type. Local 77. You'll find it right here. Click it and ask to join. A moderator will allow you to join, and you'll be greeted with this page. You can find all the information about shift bidding usually either up here because it's pinned or under the files. And as you can see right here, we're in the middle of a shift bid right now. And what happens is you'll have Justin or someone else from the board upload files in which you would use to follow directions to place your bid. So here's here's a copy of all the available shifts right now. And at the time of this video, 132 all the way down to RA14 are open. There's open spots. These spots are currently filled by new employees like yourself that just cleared training. But because they haven't actually bid for the spot, they're kicked off awaiting the mini bid. Now, these new employees can rebid for the spot if they ended up on a spot that they liked, but they still have to give an opportunity for everyone else with seniority to also have a crack at taking one of those spots. So if you get in a really nice spot right out of training, that's good for you. Now, everything is awarded based on seniority, and that can be found under files as well. Let me go find the AV seniority list. That's updated every once in a while. We'll open it. And you can see right here, here's everyone's seniority. The most senior employee, Ken Johnson, is way at the top. He gets his first choice at all the open shifts, and he gets whatever he wants first. And it continues on down the line. As a new employee, you'll probably be down here, which means you probably won't get a shift that you like to start. But you never know. If you end up on a shift that you want and you felt really lucky to get, bid for it. Always bid your shifts in order of what you want the most to what you want the least. You might end up with a pretty cool shift, like Sydney over here. She bid a pretty nice shift, and everyone said she wouldn't get it, but apparently no one wanted it, and she ended up on there. So good for Sydney. Always bid what you want. When you're about to bid, what'll happen is you will put an intent to bid in, and if you're an older employee and you see that a shift is open, or you see that a new employee is on a shift that you like, you would put an intent to bid in. This means that you give up the shift that you are, if you're an older employee, and you put it up for bid for everyone else so that you can take a crack at getting a shift that you, a newer employee, would be on. So let's look at the participant list right here. That's updated every once in a while. We can open it up right here. And we'll see AV admin plays. These are all the new folks. They were placed in this spot because they're new or because they're holding spots for somebody on military leave or whatever. These are the people that must bid right here under the AV admin placed. Again, they're either new or they got placed on a spot or whatever. This happens from time to time. AMR removed the shift, or they reconfigured a shift and kind of threw people off of it. So these people have to bid because their shift is now gone. And then you have your intent to bid participants. These are older employees that saw that a shift that they might want is open and a new employee is in it. So they gave up their shift in order to bid for one of these shifts. So they kind of placed their shift open, and they're going to take a crack at one of the shifts that one of these people are currently holding, right? So these guys want one of the shifts that these guys have right here. And that's basically it. You'll find under files instructions on how to fill out and submit your bid. I won't go over them because they're here on the Facebook page. You can find them. Make sure you follow all the directions to a T. Please, it makes it a lot easier for us if you follow these directions. And when you're all done, email it to IAPlocal77@gmail.com. Sometimes we'll confirm that your bid is in. And when the deadline hits, we will gather all the bids, we'll put them in order of seniority, and we'll award shifts. And then that's it until the end of the year, and we have another major bid, and everyone's kicked off, and the process is started all over again. So that's it. Hope you guys learned something. If you have any questions, you can always email us at IAEPlocal77@gmail.com. Take care. Have a good day.